Welcome back, guys. Right now, we're on episode 20. Big 20, sir.
You already know, man. Long way.
Yes, in 2020, episode 20. That's crazy. We had to make it big. All this madness going on. Gotta do something about it. But right now, we're here to talk about The Last Dance and the Power 5 separating from the NCAA. Sir, a lot of things happened this weekend. A lot of things happened this month. But let's get to it.
My
name is Omar.
My name is Steven.
And you're watching Gameday Nation Athletics.
One and only, man.
Sir, let's get started with The Last Dance.
Last Dance, man. What?
How do you feel about Michael Jordan's hardship? How do you feel about him overcoming his father's death to win the championship on Father's Day? How do you feel about this man targeting his players to do better, even though it looks like that he technically abused them? If you consider that legal terms.
Jordan being a bully?
Yeah, no, not just a bully. He technically abused them. But I don't know. How do you feel about this?
Well, first of all, Jordan's work ethic and leadership towards the Bulls, because we already know Jordan had to face adversity since the beginning in his NBA career. Remember the injuries he had. If you remember, I think it was probably episode 1 and 2 when his coaches were limiting him. Mostly the general manager saying like, "Oh, after 20 minutes you can't play," right?
Well, I mean, he was injured.
Exactly, but he wanted to play. He wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
And you see the passion in this man's eyes. So he had gone through adversity, right? So for him, he's won already at that time 3 championships, and he wanted to share that. It's like, look, I want this bad, but I want my boys to eat too. So he was pushing everyone to get the best out of them, right?
I don't know if he wanted players to eat. If we look at Scottie Pippen when he sat out, he was like, this man is being stingy for saying.
But that's that's after everything though. Because he's been through war with Scottie Pippen, and you know this. He's been through war, this man.
Yeah. But when he wants to leave and do baseball, it was all right though.
But at that time, bro, you gotta remember Jordan thought he accomplished everything. He owed the city of Chicago everything. He gone through championship. What else is there left to do? What else do you have to prove? Honestly, at that time. And you gotta remember, his father passed away, right?
Yeah.
Bro, before we get into Jordan's leadership, I thought it was pretty disgusting that the media will make it portray Jordan as if it was him and his gambling issues that they went out and get his father.
That's crazy. I think that's mean. That's cold.
Wow, bro, I hate the media every day more and more when it makes stories like this. Politically, sports-wise, on everything, bro. Celebrity news, TMZ, whatever, man. It's just media makes things so much worse than it is.
I don't know, man. I think TMZ is like a cult or something.
It probably is a cult.
I don't know.
But it's just media in general, man. It's just how crazy they make up their own stories and make someone back. Because, bro, we already know Jordan was on top back in the 90s. And they just want to bring him down, dog. But they gave everything they could have given to Jordan to make him go down. But he's this, he's that. I never really understand why would they do it. And also his retirement from basketball, saying that supposedly David Stern was gonna hand him an 18-month suspension because of his gambling issues.
But that was died down because David Stern did say that this wasn't true at all. For sure.
Another example why you see the media is trying to bring down a person. It's like, bro, if you can't win it and stuff, why bring someone else down? I don't understand that.
I mean,
just to gain some money.
People hate to see winners. Like, if you win constantly and you're the face of, technically, he's really the face of the NBA.
Oh,
he most likely will be jealous.
Face of the NBA, face of the world, man.
But you will be jealous. You will honestly be jealous.
People don't want to see greatness. Like you said, bro, people don't want to see greatness.
People don't want to see greatness.
They don't want to see greatness, dog.
It'd be like that. Because, I mean, look, LeBron, when he came up and he was starting, it was all about, oh, wait, look at this kid who came from the Cavaliers to the Heat. People were dissing him. Like, forget this dude, man. Fluff this man for leaving the Cavs. Then when he left the Heat back to the Cavs, everyone at the Heat was like, fluff this dude for leaving the Heat. Like, he was already great. Then... See, people don't like to see other people win multiple championships back to back to back. It gets tiresome. I mean, look, the Warriors. People were hating on the Warriors for winning champions, but loved them as well. It's like really.
I mean, I will say that they did have one of the best seasons.
They did,
but they didn't win. Like just like Jordan says, having a great season doesn't mean anything if you don't win a chip.
I mean, we all see.
They already know Golden State to get that against the Cavaliers.
Well, yeah, we all see the 76ers nowadays because they always have the best season, but somehow losing short. Just A little too short.
Because regular season, bro, and playoffs are two completely different worlds.
It's
man.
different. It's honestly different. This goes to every sport. It's not just
in general.
basketball. Like any sport, baseball. Once you go to the playoffs, that's it. You had to change your whole game plan, change your mindset. You can't, whatever you did in regular season, it's gotta be different. But speaking about playoffs and championships and stuff like that, bro, he did win the championship on Father's Day. And there was a clip that they showed where it was an emotional moment for him. He was laying on the floor, cradling the ball, and he wouldn't let go of the ball at all because that win was for him, was for his father.
Because Jordan always said every time he win the championship, that was always on the side.
Yeah,
always
on the side. And I think that's a cool thing that they showed his the sensitive side of him.
It's
sure.
just that, bro. That photo when you see him like on the floor of the ball, it's such an iconic photo, man. It will go down in history, bro. I've been seen those photos and videos, but at the time when I saw it, I just thought like, oh, he was just emotional. He won the championship and everything. But now looking at the backstory of why he did it, it actually seems a lot more deeper, and I respect Jordan for it. You know, it's never easy losing a father, and you already know. Jordan, his father meant a lot to him. It was more than just a father. It was like his best friend.
Yeah, like he said, he was a friend.
And also, you gotta remember, Jordan's father did say, like, if you want to go play baseball, go do it. Mm-hmm. And people in the media was trying to make it seem like, no, you deserve to be in basketball. That's what you're good at. Why give up all this? Go to play baseball.
If you want to do something, look, Russell Wilson, he plays baseball in his downtime. Bo Jackson, he played football in his downtime.
And Deion Sanders as
well.
Deion
Sanders, yeah, he played baseball, yeah. I forgot about him.
Yeah, and you gotta remember, Kyler Murray did get drafted by the Oakland Athletics in the 10th pick in the first round, but ultimately went for football.
And Tim Tebow, he played baseball, but he sucked though.
Yeah, he retired football and then he played in baseball. But
he sucked.
He was in the minors. Yeah,
he's really a face, to be honest. But that's really it. But anyways, man, yeah, he played baseball for he sucked in the beginning. Then he became better after his work ethic kicked in.
Because the body, basketball body is completely different from the baseball body, and
yeah, you could be any size and still hit a home runner, 500 yard home runner, right? Yards, feet,
yeah,
500 feet home runner.
But damn, it's just like, do you really think Jordan would have been successful? Like, better question. Do you think he would have at least made it to the majors if MLB never had that strike?
No.
You don't think he would make it to the majors?
So.
I think he would have. Even if he wasn't like good enough, I think the Chicago White Sox would have tried to force him into the majors because Jordan's a big brand.
See, honestly,
and that brings a lot of revenue to your team.
A lot.
Fans want to come out and show. Because, bro, the minor team in Birmingham that he was playing with, bro, a lot of fans came out just for Jordan. They didn't come out for the baseball team. They came out for Jordan.
I totally understand that. However, we're talking about baseball here. It's not like anyone can pick up baseball and automatically be great at it. It's
you're
really
right.
technique.
I mean, it's a work ethic.
When you really think about it,
it's a process, bro. Trust.
The dude can't hit a home runner at all. Like when he got there, he couldn't. It was horrible. Then he progressively got better. Started hitting a little bit. But when you really think about it, you're playing in the major league. These dudes throwing 98, 99 fastballs, curveballs.
Well, be careful. Those players were minors. Minor league players.
Yeah. I'm saying if you ever joined the major league.
Oh, true.
Yeah, those guys, they have every trick up their sleeve, and
of course.
Michael Jordan would not really see it. It will take a longer period of time to really progress in it. I think that will actually not really hurt his career. I feel like it will really hurt him as a player because it's really physically demanding on trying to switch.
Honestly, I thought Jordan would have able to do it, go to the majors. Even if he wasn't that good, I think the White Sox would have forced him in there because he's such a big brand. Why would you leave out Jordan?
But that's it. That's the thing. He will only be the face. He really wouldn't be that player.
But he does have the work ethic, and I'm sure he would have earned it either way.
I think anyone can have the work ethic, but it's all about, can you really compete with the team? Can you?
I mean, if you saw the docuseries, he was close to a lot of his teammates because in baseball, you're traveling all the time with your boy. You don't have a break.
There is no
like
break.
In basketball.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he had a great time, had a great connection with his teammates
On the minor league.
Yeah. So he created chemistry with them boys, and that's what he needed because that took time off. thinking about his father and everything. And you saw when he went back to basketball and his first game back, I mean, it was like late in the season. It was in March. He started having these thoughts about his dad and whatnot, and that it's gonna be the first game his dad's not gonna be there to see him. So, that led to a story of him wearing the number 45 jersey because that was his number in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the fear was of not him like being able to play again, like retiring. It was him being older, being an older player, ending his career as an older athlete. Is he always want to be the guy on top, and that's where there were fights about that of him trying to really bring out the best of the other players. Like, hey, I'm getting old. You guys gotta be with me to keep winning championships. I'm not trying to end my last game and lose some random match or something. I need help. I need support. Other players, they saw that. They saw his competitiveness in him, but they also took him as a jerk. There was in the clip there was a discussion about Steve Kerr and Michael Jordan who went at it, and Steve Kerr got punched in the face. And things like that happens. And if you saw the previous episodes, Horace Grant, he complained as well about Michael Jordan.
Scott Burrell as well.
Scott Burrell, yep. Everyone, all of these players wanted to fight this man. Honestly.
He pushed a lot of people.
But
some players feel like they needed that push. Scottie Pippen said it himself.
Yep.
He needed that push.
But then you had Horace Grant type of players who was like, I don't need you, chump. Man, you need me. That's what he had, that type of I want to say mentality, exactly. Like, I don't need you to push me. I don't need you to tell me how you do your job. I understand that. Let's say you're doing your job right. You got yourself there and you're performing well, right?
Yeah,
and someone came at you and say you're not doing your job right.
I'll feel some type of way for
You'll
sure.
feel some type of way, right? And keep coming after you game after game. You'll most likely have to fight that guy.
I had to, because it's like, I don't know, because it gets into your head and whatnot. But Scott Burrell, like, he never did, because he was such a nice guy.
He was always a nice guy. So he understood why Jordan was so mean to him. But he was like, I mean,
he did need that push though, for sure, in the beginning. Scott Burrell did need that push.
Yeah. However, he was like, I understand that he always wanted to push people and stuff like that. But that's who he is. He's always that type of guy where he needs to win all the time. But I'm not like that. Even though I want to win all the time, however, I don't go past my physical ability. That's something I can't really do.
Right.
So I just gotta play how I can play, not like him. I can't be him. He's the only one. But
it's so funny because there was a quote that Steve Kerr said. He's like, "I'm a very competitive player. I can't back it up, but I'll compete."
he admitted that he was not good.
But I mean, hey, that's what's up. You being honest with yourself. I mean, not everyone can be a Jordan, bro.
Exactly. And that's what Jordan wanted people to do. He wanted to be another Jordan to help him out. He wanted other clones. That's how I saw it.
I mean, because when you see Jordan, he played, with the dream team and everything. He know what real ballers are.
Yeah, he played with that. And now keep going like further on into around like the '96 era. He starts to realize, like, wait a second, a lot of my teammates are getting younger. I'm really the old one here, so I got push these guys, push them really hard.
But that doesn't mean Jordan himself didn't need to learn. Because, all right, when he was filming the movie Space Jam, right? He said, "I'll do it under one condition. I need a basketball court, a facility, whatever, to work out, do my drills and whatnot." And the director was like, "All right, cool, say less." Gave him the court and everything, and he had players coming by like Reggie Miller, Juwan Howard, and what's his name, Dennis Rodman. And Jordan did say he did his own little scouting report on them boys. He was learning from them, bro, and that's how Jordan got better. Remember that. Also, Jordan, when he came back and he went to the playoffs to face the Magic, where Horace Grant was there, also Shaquille O'Neal, he said that loss.
That was a few right there.
No, that loss, bro, for Jordan had to be the best thing that happened to him, because that led him to win 3 championships straight.
But I mean,
his work ethic changed. He still had that baseball body. He was tired throughout that series, but no, that loss, he needed that loss.
I mean,
he needed it.
With all that I'm not saying work ethic. His work ethic isn't bad, but that's demanding. That's really demanding on his body. That's really tolling on his mind as well. Always trying to think like, I gotta be the best. I gotta do this. I really gotta do this. Sometimes you starts to not lose control, but you start to gas out.
I don't
Lose
know,
energy.
his mentality reminds me a lot like Kobe, and I think that's where Kobe got it from.
Well, yeah, he mimicked everything what Michael Jordan did.
Yeah,
I mean, he mimicked everything. Not just Michael Jordan, but every player that he really faced against.
because bro, if you want to be a leader, you can't be Mr. Nice Guy all the time.
Yeah, I understand that, but sometimes
I understand what Jordan had to do, and he said winning comes with a price.
Yeah, but his price was extreme, man. It was. Really
That's what led to 6 championships.
Well, I wouldn't say all that because one of those championships was because of Scottie Pippen.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's true. It's not like he did it himself.
Yeah,
he needed the players to perform. If he never pushed that player, like let's say in the Paxson, right? Remember Paxson when he shot that 3 and ultimately won, I believe, his 2nd or 3rd championship for Jordan. If he never pushed Paxson, who knows if he would have made that shot?
This also reminds you
You
that
don't know. Like he needed the players to win.
Without a help of a certain coach that made him realize, like, wait a second, you have players who can help you out to be a better player than you are. Then
that's what led to the triangle offense.
Yeah, then there really wouldn't be other championships.
Because when Jordan first came to the league, he didn't know it was basically his show. He wanted to do everything. He wanted to carry the whole back carry the whole team in his back. But then he realized, bro, you can rely on other players. It's a team sport. Rely on them boys. They're here to help you out. Mm-hmm. And that's when he realized, and that's what made him win 6 championship games. 6 championships. 6 championships. Yeah, 6 chips, whatever. Mm. So Jordan, I respect him as a leader. Yeah, maybe some of his like antics were a bit too extreme. Don't get me wrong, because I honestly, if I was like Steve Kerr or Horace Grant or Scottie Pippen, and he's talking trash to me, and I know I do my job right,
I still gotta fight the man.
I probably wouldn't fight him, but I probably wouldn't fight Jordan. But I'll probably be like ticked off about it. Don't get me wrong, because where I come from, I get yelled at a lot in work or in general, because that's how my family culture is.
Yeah.
So I'm used to that type. But I get ticked off a bunch of times.
But when you have someone who you already doing your job well, but you have another person who's like, you gotta do this job, you're not doing it right whatsoever. That just gets you upset, man. It makes you feel a certain type of way.
I've had moments like that because you feel like you're never enough.
Yeah.
But then I realized, I feel like I could do more. You can do more. Don't stick to one thing. Go on to the next. After you accomplish something, you head to the next. And that's what I realized. And so I can sort of relate to Jordan and what he was trying to do. And maybe there was something that was like too extreme, like telling a flight attendant don't feed Horace Grant because he had a bad game and whatnot. Because that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing to a player.
Not just that. Then you have other players who is like, oh, relax, Horace. He's just playing around. No, don't mess with him. That makes you still feel horrible. Like, whoa, now you're taking his back. It makes me think that I'm less of a player. I'm lesser than him.
Like, basketball is like an alpha male sport.
It really
just
is
like football too. There's always gonna be trash talking. There's always gonna be like just type of arguments. That's how it is. With us men, we argue. We trash talk all the time. I've seen it when me and you played football. When I played community sports back then with basketball and flag football, whatever, right? And high school ball. There was sort of a competition. There's always trash talking. That's how it is, If you're sensitive to that, then you can't play the sport, honestly.
Yeah, honestly,
you just can't. Play. And so you gotta have that mentality, like, bro. People are gonna talk trash to you. They're gonna say this and that. There's gonna be a lot of jokes, a lot of serious talks. But you can't take it too serious,
Unless someone comes about your mother, then you gotta.
Oh, that's one thing. That's one thing you can never.
You gotta handle it. Yeah,
that's one thing you can never cross that line, man. Don't ever mention nobody's mother, man.
But
heck nah.
Any last words for the document series?
One thing that was a trend in this docuseries, or this whole docuseries, bro, is that don't ever tick off Michael Jordan. If you say something to him, anything, if you ignore him, don't give him a handshake, he will come back and like just kill you in the game on the court.
Has a grudge.
That head coach for the Sonics, I guess they were having dinner before the game.
Walk past him while
was like, oh, okay, so that's what you want. So this is what we about to do. All right. Bro, Jordan does not need that much motivation or gas to get him going. But if you give him extra, bro, that's it, man. That's it. Wow. I thought it was pretty funny. Well, as you know, Omar, next week is our last episode, 9 and 10. And how episode 8 ended was Reggie Miller saying that, I'm gonna be able to retire Michael Jordan right here in his Eastern Conference Finals. As you know, he didn't do it. Spoiler alert. If you don't know about the history, spoiler alert though, because I don't think Reggie Miller was able to retire Michael Jordan in the 98 season.
Not at all.
Not at all. But yeah, and also I want to say about Kukoc, how he came back after from Croatia or
Croatia.
Yeah, Croatia, to come back to play in the NBA, because he originally got drafted by the Bulls, but he said he wanted to stay home because of the situation was going on between politically in Croatia. But I thought it was just funny how Pippen was talking trash to Kukoc, saying that, oh, if you're nervous, this and that, then you can't play in the big leagues. And all of a sudden now that's his teammate. So I thought that was funny. So yeah, stay tuned for next week, episode 9 and 10, where we're at to that. But we're about to move on. We're going to talk about the Power 5 disbanding from the NCAA.
Now, the question that we have to ask, if the Power 5 separates the NCAA, how would it impact college sports? How would it impact like football, basketball, baseball, sports like that?
Well, what I'm getting from the reports is that I think majority, they want to do only football. Disband the football programs from the NCAA and have their own league. And it's sort of already like that, because the college football committee already, operate the off season for the college football. Because the NCAA, they operate the March Madness, they operate the College World Series, volleyball, swimming, whatever, right? NCAA doesn't control that in college football, so it's already like that. I was telling Omar that you always see in the offseason for every college sports that had the NCAA emblem. It's always sponsored by the NCAA. The selection show for March Madness is always sponsored by the NCAA. But in college football, it's never that. Unless it's FCS. That's a different story. But the FBS division, it's never sponsored by the NCAA. They don't really control that. They already have their own thing. So if you take the NCAA, if you take the Power 5 away from the NCAA, I think they'll be able to be successful. But as a fan, it kind of sucks.
For people who don't know who the Power 5 is, that's the Big 10, ACC, Pac-12, SEC, and the Big 12.
The big schools, really,
big
that you always see.
Always see it a lot. Every school that you heard of.
Schools like USC, Penn State, Ohio State,
schools
Miami,
that get drafted.
Florida State, Oklahoma, Texas, schools like that.
Yeah. Just a heads up for people who don't know who they are. However, if the Power 5 do separate the NCAA, that will mean a big change. That will disrupt the flow of college sports when you really think about it. We already know, like with the college football and stuff like that, technically the Power 5, they're already their own league. The only thing that really separates them from the NCAA, like Steven said, is mainly the championship games, the playoffs and stuff like that, right? But even regular season games, the NCAA really sponsors them. That's what it really is. And the commissioners of the Power 5, they're all talking about they need new management. The NCAA needs new management because of how they're dealing with certain subjects, certain situations.
Right.
They decide to take the initiative and move by themselves, take the initiative to creating their own league. If that ever happens, it's most likely will allow players to be getting compensated while playing their games and stuff like that, which will lead to annual salaries, which will lead to the recognition of a pro league. And that'll be interesting because it'll be another professional football league, like not just the NFL. And we used to have the what's it called?
Oh, the XFL?
Yeah, the XFL
and the AAF?
AAF and stuff like that. But we'll also have the Power 5 being a professional league. And not like stepping out of football, this will also really hurt college basketball as well. When you really think about it, small schools will really be impacted.
I honestly, if they were, like I said earlier, if they were to disband, I think it would be only the football programs. And earlier when I said it sucked for the fans, because you do want to see like those big upsets, like let's say a team,
Butler.
No, not. I'm talking about football.
Oh,
here,
football.
Specifically
Okay.
right now. Let's say a team like the Raging Cajuns, who play in the Sun Belt Conference, they could sort of like probably upset LSU. You want to see stuff like that because college football. That's what it's all about.
Upsets.
The first 4 weeks of the season are always non-conference games. FCS schools versus the big name schools. Smaller conference schools are facing the big conference schools, right? Like this past season, it was FAU versus Ohio State. Now you already know Ohio State's gonna like demolish them, and which they did. But who knows?
But it was cool to watch.
FAU could have beat a big name school. And plus, as a fan, if you're like alumni from FAU and it's pretty dope to see your school on national TV. It's pretty dope. And some smaller schools, they need the big schools. Why? Because big schools, they pay the smaller schools to play them.
Yeah, they generate revenue.
Exactly, and that gives money for these small schools that they need, that they generate from these big schools just to play them and get their butts whooped, right? But like I said, I think other sports like basketball, baseball, I think they'll stick with the NCAA, and that's probably what each school's president, athletic director, commissioner from these Power 5 schools, they want to do that. Like, hey, look, you can keep these sports, but we're gonna start our own thing with a football program. And you gotta remember, it makes sense why they want to disband from the NCAA because what's going on with the basketball program for NCAA. Because a lot of top 5 prospects like Jalen Green that we talked about in our videos, check that out. He's going to the G League. But there's already an alternative league. You don't need to go to school. But in football, there's no alternative league out no more. The XFL disbanded. It's gone. The AAF is gone. What else is there to go? You're gonna play Canadian football, or you're gonna go play overseas when football's not really that hot? Nah. So your best bet is to go to college. But yes, you may not make. I really do believe that the NCAA is starting to go into this, that they're gonna have players, use their name and likeness to make money off of them, which is a great idea.
But it wasn't on their
of course,
good feeling. It was mainly because they were getting a lot of pressure. So
and it
was like, you know what? Let's give them some type of compensation. Not even compensation. Let's give them some type of freedom.
They need to, bro. They need to.
How I see it, the NCAA wants money, wants revenue. If you can't provide that, might as well not do it at all. Let's say a player, I'm using a random player right now, Trevor Lawrence. Let's say he decided to make a YouTube video, right? And somehow it makes money off of ads and stuff like that. And the NCAA is like, wait a second, your revenue from making this YouTube channel is not going to us, so we just going to stop this whole thing. That's how I saw it. That's how I saw it when they were doing with other YouTubers who used to be college athletes, and if it's not going to them, might as well stop the whole thing.
And people like Destroying and Stone Wilson, they had YouTube channel when they were in college, and they got a lot of heat from it. Obviously, Destroying, he left, he completely dropped out of college, and Stone Wilson, he still did videos, but he didn't monetize his videos, which sucked for him because he was a broke student athlete. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting to put out.
Yeah, because now they were being pressured, like all the passion, all the tension towards them. It was all nothing.
I mean, how ridiculous it is that back then a lot of student athletes, they say they want to sign a jersey and get money off of it, and they can't do that, and they get suspended. Like, you gotta remember, it's just, I don't truly believe players should get an annual salary, a daily salary, these college athletes, but I do believe they should get some sort of bonuses. If you're the player of the week, voted by your positional coaches, your head coach, and whatever coordinators, right? Then you should get $1,000, $2,000 bonus scholarship credits, right? Go out, buy yourself that new Madden game, buy yourself a new console, stuff like that,
That right there sounds like you might as well get paid with a salary.
But it's a bonus. It's a bonus. Because remember,
bonuses can be salary.
It's not fair if a third string linebacker is getting the same type of money as the starting linebacker. There's got to be you got to earn it. Look, give the players. All right, here, you want to sell T-shirts to make some money? Go ahead. You have the freedom to do that, right? Do that. But I don't think everyone should get some sort of salary. Because remember, they are getting a full scholarship to go to. And I feel like every player should get a full scholarship. If you're playing college ball, you should get a scholarship regardless. In D1 level, you should. But also, you should have the freedom to do YouTube, for example, and get money off of your videos.
So with the bonus things, you're saying, let's say a third string, right? Who somehow the next year he became better, but still a third string. Better to be a starter, but he didn't get the bonus. The first string did. So how do you feel about that?
Because it could be with academic wise too. Academic bonuses. For on the field bonuses.
If it's academic bonuses, wouldn't other college students get the bonus as well? Because it wouldn't be fair for other college students. That means more money.
Let's say you're the third string linebacker, right? But let's say you're top 10 in your class. It's like, all right, Fine, here's a $500 bonus right here.
But would that be fair for the other students, not just athletes, but students? Because if you're giving bonuses for athletes to do well in class, how come other students who's not participating in type of sport clubs? That's the
because
thing
you're playing for a sport that's generating money for the university.
So do you believe every sports club should have that, then have bonuses?
No. Do I think let's say golf should get us the same type of money as football? Definitely not.
But do you believe they should have sports bonuses though?
Football specifically and basketball, yes. But other sports,
baseball, soccer, no.
Soccer, does it really generate that much money for the schools? You gotta remember what generates money for universities.
I understand that.
But all in general, golf, baseball, whatever, everyone should have the right to make money off their name.
You do understand that esports are clubs and colleges. They're technically
I'm talking
clubs.
specifically just football and basketball.
But that's what
generates money.
I'm trying to say that you're having specific clubs to have money, but there will be tensions.
But does it bring money for the university?
I totally understand that, but it's mainly a reputation.
No, but like that's a club. That's something that you start up with.
But football is a club.
It's not a club.
It really is.
It's a program for the university.
But look, basketball is a program, correct?
Yes.
Baseball is a program, correct?
Yes.
Soccer is a program, correct?
Okay.
And technically, that's also a club.
It's not a club.
What's a club?
A club. Well, my definition of a club is something you start up. Let's say I want to start a Star Wars club.
Okay, see, those are also clubs. You're right, but
that doesn't mean I should get money off of it.
Sports can be clubs as well.
But I'm talking about the main sports.
Look,
the main sports in college level.
What you're missing out is that other like sports or programs will be missed out because of.
But at least they can make money off their name and likeness.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But I don't think bonuses should be there because it will cause feud and tension. And having academic but
bro, we live in a capitalist country, you know.
Exactly. Because we live in a capitalist country, wouldn't that mean other directors of different sports programs have a different feeling of why should this program have any benefit? That will create.
Bro, it's like me. I work at McDonald's, working $8 an hour, and I'm saying like, damn, bro, that does not fit. That engineer right there make a whole lot more than I am, and I'm making more hours.
No, that's different because that's a different profession.
But you gotta know what's making money. Or let's say I'm working at a restaurant making only $9 an hour, and I'm working hard as heck. But the other guy that does is making websites on his home all day, does no actual work. He's making a lot more money than I am. Well, you gotta remember what's making more money.
But
that's what it is.
No,
it's a sad reality. That's how it is. But you gotta remember what makes more money. A golf tournament is not gonna make more money than the college football playoffs.
Oh, look.
But that's not. I'm not trying to put any hate on golf. I mean, that's just how it is. That's how the world is, you know.
And how the world is, there will be directors saying, "No, this is not right. We will stop this," and that will create a coalition of directors coming together and to fight against that rule.
Well, I'm sorry. We live in the United States. This
exactly.
Is a
that's what I'm saying.
But no, not. Why should a golf player get some type of bonuses like that? I mean, yeah, get a bonus maybe, but not the same level as how a college football player.
Why should a college football athlete get academic bonuses if student just students in
they could get. Well, honestly, it all depends. I don't think the NCAA should have a say like you should do this and that. I believe each school should have their own system, a fair system for how they want to put bonuses for their players.
And that's why that's why the Power 5 is separating.
Cause I don't know how they're gonna do theirs, but I don't believe that every player should get some sort of salary. Because
it might as well do a salary because for every player. I mean every.
But it's not fair though. Why should a third stringer get the same money as the starter? That doesn't make sense.
No, if you get a salary, you get a bump up.
I don't know. I don't.
Because bonuses is even. I feel like that's worse than.
Because remember, you're trying to build yourself up to go to the pros.
You're absolutely right.
And I understand not everyone's gonna be able to go to the pros,
mm-hmm.
but you'll at least make some money Because look, if you go to school in Penn State, right, as a football player, you're already like big notch. You know, everyone's like, "Oh, son, you play football for Penn State? That's dope." Like, hey, bro, can you sign my T-shirt? I'll give you like a couple bucks for it, and you can do that. Or any sponsorship, they could give you money. Say, hey, kid, I see that you're working for McDonald's, or a podcaster. It's like, hey, so I heard you're a freshman playing for Penn State. You're registering your freshman year. Hey, can we interview you? Can we interview you? And we'll give you some type of money.
But look,
stuff like that, like to get a quick buck.
Let's say a third string.
Because you are in school, right? You are in school.
You are in school.
And you're getting a scholarship for it.
Yes, you are.
If you playing for college football, basketball, soccer, whatever, you should get a 4-year scholarship. I understand if you like if you try out for a team, you're a walk-on. Okay, that makes sense. But like, if I'm a 3-star whatever high school prospect, and you give me a half scholarship, that is not the way to go. No. I should get a 4-year scholarship, and if I'm good enough, I could get bonuses each week or a game or not.
So what's the difference? If you can get bonuses, that's technically salaries. That's really is
bonuses. You have to earn the bonuses.
You have to earn your salary as well. To play, you have to really earn. You earn your keep.
Bro, I still look at college
your
football
salary represents how you play.
It's still kind of an amateur sport to me, in a way.
Mm.
It's authentic. Okay, it's a lot different than the pros. You know this.
I do. I honestly do.
The fan bases.
So let's say it does turn into a professional sport, like professional meaning. They would get paid.
I can't see
Will
how
you
that
stop
happened.
watching it?
I'm gonna still watch it. The University of Miami, they're part of the Power 5, and they did disband and everything. I'm still gonna watch it regardless because we're still in the ACC. But it just wouldn't feel the same. But I'll still watch it.
How
would
would it not feel the same?
It's just like you're not playing all the schools like that.
Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I'm saying, like, let's say they do get paid, right? Would it feel the same?
I mean, that's pretty dope. If they get paid, I'm not gonna notch it and go on strike like, hey, this is not fair. I mean, hey, if you get your money up, that's what's up. You winning. But I'll still watch it regardless. I'm gonna watch it regardless. I'm not saying like, I'll do a riot, I'll rant on Twitter saying players are getting paid and whatnot, yada yada. I mean, I won't trip about it. But I'm just saying I don't think it'll be right. It just wouldn't feel right. Like college football is amateur sport in a way, not completely because we see it all over TV and whatnot. It's like as if it's professional. And
why isn't it a professional sport?
Because it's the school. The program is run by the schools. Schools are in a professionalism.
School is technically a profession. All right, so let's say, let's talk about this. You're I don't know, in biology, right? You're taking biology and you're create some type of invention and stuff like that, right? And your club won some type of award where you had to present your invention at MIT and stuff like that, right? And you're getting compensated for that, awarded for it, and stuff like that. Next thing you know,
bonuses.
It was bonuses, right?
Yeah.
Bonuses. Compensate. And let's say you have the ability to sell not even sell, but really to lend your invention. What's that word? Not auction off. What is it when you what Disney did with Lucasfilms?
Okay.
You know how they didn't buy the rights to it, but they bought a certain amount so they have it for a certain period of time.
Stakes?
No. I forgot what it's called. But anyways, all I'm saying is, I forgot what I was saying.
We're talking about bonuses, bro.
But all I'm saying is bonuses. I feel like it can't be done. It honestly can't be done.
So the only thing is right is to give them annual salaries.
Yeah, I think salaries would be better.
I don't know. Because college football, they don't need to do this because there's no other alternative leagues, and you see with the XFL. I mean, they're actually in the right going to the right direction, but Corona had to happen. But if the big Power 5 disbanded,
separated, became because most likely if they separate, they will pay their players. If they
I don't know that much about that.
Well,
I mean, it's not set in stone.
Yeah, it's not set in stone, but I'm hypothetically speaking, it would be playing.
Well, you want to know how I really feel about this, Omar? I don't think they're really planning to do this. I think they're saying all of this to pressure the NCAA and changing their ways.
You're right.
I truly believe they're not really. There's like, let's say some things out in the media saying that we're thinking about disbanding the whole Power 5 and whatnot to scare the NCAA and make them change the ways because the president of the NCAA needs to go.
But hypothetically speaking, if they separated, right? Technically, and they pay the players, technically, that the conference will most likely be another league.
Probably because the SEC, specifically SEC, schools with Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Gators, whatever, right? They could start their own league if they wanted to.
They could, and that will also cause tension to the other conferences because they're like, wait, the players. Well, like, wait a second, they're getting paid over there. Might as well transfer schools.
I don't know. It's just the reason why I watch college football more than I watch the pros. It's more authenticity. Authentic. People. Yes, they're not getting paid, but they're playing with heart, right? And giving it all. The fan base, it's the culture. It's mainly the culture that I love it. College football. You don't really get that much in pros. I love the pros. I love the Miami Dolphins. I love the Miami Heat. But
they can still play with heart even though they get paid.
They do, but there's not that much culture like that to me.
Not much culture and not getting paid?
No, I'm talking about in general. General. It's just, I don't know. It's just college football, Power 5 specifically, they disbanded for NCAA. It sucked as a fan, but I still watch it, and I would not blame at all for the commissioners of each conference of the Power 5 who are doing it. Because I do probably do the same thing. If I have a corrupt president like in the NCAA, I probably want to disband too. Don't get me wrong. But hopefully it doesn't get to that phase. Hopefully the president ends up, changing his ways or more better, get kicked out.
Haiku.
Get a brand new guy in there and start a whole new system, because that's what they got to do. This system's not fair for the players at all, that they can't make money off their own names and likeness. Like Chase Young, he got penalized for flying his girlfriend to the Rose Bowl, and he paid it back, the loaner, and he got suspended for 2 games. Are you kidding me?
Joe Burrow, he tried to do his GoFundMe page.
No, that was Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, Trevor Lawrence, that's what I said.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, GoFundMe page.
Like,
NCAA was like,
when Joe Burrow was having that hot streak in LSU, he started his own brand. I mean, I don't want to say the full thing, but it was like Big D Joe, right? He could have copyrighted that and made a lot of money making T-shirts and shirts, but he couldn't do it because he was in college. It's just stuff like that you're not have the freedom to do because you play under the NCAA, which I think is completely not fair. Man.
But the NCAA are on a hot seat right now. But let's move on to Jim Harbaugh with his proposal on allowing but players who declare the draft to come back to college football. Do you believe that should be a thing?
No, because you made a commitment. I truly believe so. You have the choice. You have the advices from the coaches, from your family, from your agent. Well, not yet agent.
You can't really have the agent.
Yeah, not yet, but you have the choice. And if you made that commitment saying, you know what, I'm leaving school and I'm going to go pro, okay. I mean, you're old enough to make that decision. You made the decision when you were 17, 18 years old to go to college, to pick your college school or not. Because that's a big decision as a 17, 18-year-old, right? But you're old enough now. You experienced a bit to know if you want to go pro or not. You got your coaches and everything. And the coaches, I would think, they're looking out for your best interests. Because examples like Michael Jordan's head coach, Jordan wanted to stay for his senior year, but he's like, no, Jordan, you need to go pro. You have all the hype in the world. You have the talent. Why stay for another year in college? Go to the pros.
Well, let's say you got to stay 3 years, right? So at least have 3 years outside of high school.
Well, for football, yeah.
Yeah, for football. Yeah, 3 years outside high school. Let's say for your 3rd year, you get injured. Bam. But you want to declare the draft, but didn't get drafted. Do you feel like they should be able to come back, though?
Well, I think it depends on situations now. But I don't, like I said, you had the choice.
I know you
made the commitment. And by the way, once you declare for the draft and everything, now you're doing draft workouts. You're going to the combine. You're doing pro day. You're doing this. You got an agent doing this and all of that. So, and what's happening during that time in college football? Spring training. So for you to miss out all in that, getting a couple bucks, going to the pros, and you end up not getting drafted, and now you want to come back and like, hey, so I'm back, y'all. And just like, what? Plus, you gotta remember about scholarships too. How will scholarship work out with that? There's limited spots you can't fill because in NCAA there's like they give you this amount of scholarships they can use, and once you use all that, you have to wait till the next season to renew all your scholarship offers and offer transfers, prospects out of high school.
But it's not saying like they're leaving the college altogether. They're just leaving the program.
So you can leave the program and go to another school?
Well, all I'm saying is that let's say you're an athlete, third year, declare for a draft. You're like, man, I didn't make it. I want to go back to college, right? Like, how would that format would be? Like, how would they be able to go back on the field? Do you believe there's a chance they could go back on the field?
I don't know, because it all comes with a commitment. You know, like, it's not fair if let's say I'm a freshman, right? I was a freshman year, and that same player that declared for the draft, I had to sit behind him throughout the whole year. Now I get my chance as a sophomore, and he wants to come back after spring training when I was grinding all of spring camp.
But it doesn't mean they have to be a starter automatically. Obviously, they got work.
Then what's the point, bro? If you're not starting coming back, then why would you make yourself feel like you deserve to go to the pro?
Because that'll make you better. It'll push you. Remember what Jordan said, the work ethic. Like, they'll have to work harder.
I don't know, because a lot of cats, you know, I mean, I understand some people's situations where they need to go pro because they need the money. Because a lot of players, they have a kid now, or they got to support the fam, or they need to get some money. And like I said, it all comes down to the NCAA, like not letting these players get image likeness or like some kind of bonuses. It all comes down to that. Should they come back? I don't think so, honestly.
You don't think so?
You made the commitment. You wanted to go pro. You talked to the coaches and whatnot.
So that means once they don't get drafted,
there's no coming back, and that's in life, bro. That's in life. Like if you talk to your boss, say, you know what, this is not for me. I'm gonna go do something else. It's like, all right, you made the choice. There's no going back.
Well, there actually isn't going back if you actually, boss. I mean, think about it.
At some stakes, because remember, I believe in life, in the job, in the workforce, business world, and in the sports world, anyone can be replaced.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Anyone can be replaced. But let's say you are that type of player or a person, your worth ethic is really high. Your value, you have a great value onto helping that business to perform well, and you come back. Don't you feel like you should have another chance?
If you're that value, bro, don't you think you would have been drafted? That's something to think about.
I mean, look, the Patriots, they drafted a D2 guy over all these D1s. That D2.
I mean, if you're good enough, they'll find you. If you have that talent, teams will find you. But it's like, if you had that much value, right, and knowing you're a great football player, great person, mentality, great athlete physically, and you know how much your value is, and you go pro, and then you're not in that game drafted, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense. Because if you know you're that much value, and you know you can make it, and you end up not getting drafted, it's kind of fishy, because you would think that player would get drafted.
I mean, Thaddeus Moss, LSU.
He went undrafted, didn't he?
Went undrafted. Projected to go in the 4th round.
That was too high.
But
hey, that doesn't mean undrafted players can make a living, can excel. Kurt Warner went undrafted, and he became a Hall of Famer quarterback. I'm not saying everyone's going to be a Hall of Famer, but it all comes down to work ethic and how you do. Mentality, physically, all comes down to that. And once you see the last pick in the 7th round, you're like, you know what? I'm going undrafted. I'm going back to school. You're kind of giving up too easy.
Not really giving up. It's more like, that means I didn't try harder. I didn't work harder. So let me go
But
back.
you had all that time to think about what you wanted to do. You made that decision.
But at the moment, at the source of the moment, it's like you have your ambitions will be high. So I don't think you really think about not being drafted.
I don't know, fam. I don't really think players should come back to school.
Well, comment below if you think players should come back to school after being denied going into the NFL.
I really think so. Also, like, if you're a senior, I mean, you already used your 4 years of eligibility, so you can't come back. So what can you do, man? What can you do? I mean, that's just the hardship of life.
But usually a lot of these players, they wait until the 3rd year.
That's true. I mean, you have that choice, though. Nobody's telling you should go pro after your 3rd year. If you're good enough and you have all the hype, then yes, do it. But if you're not too certain and you are projected to go real low in the draft, why go pro? If you feel like where you playing at right now is not the best situation to go into the pros, then transfer, bro. You can transfer. Go to a different school that could get better. That could help you get better.
So you think that transferring, I
mean, these players have the freedom to do that. They can transfer now. The NCAA did get more lenient for players to transfer and everything, because before it was that if you get transferred, you're automatically, you have to redshirt your first year in that school. But now they changed it, saying that if you get transferred, you could play it right away.
I feel like there will be a change in the NCAA format for sure.
All in general, I hope it is because NCAA, do it for the fans, do it for the people. You make I almost said the bad word. You make a lot of money to not like look out for these schools and players' best interests. Come on now. And by the way, NCAA is going broke because the saving funds they had, they spent it all. For a situation like this, where they had that money to be prepared for to make them last a lot longer, now they're struggling. They spent all of it. I don't know what specifically, why. I don't know what they spend that money specifically for, but they had an emergency fund, and they spent it all.
Well, this will wrap up our video, our segment for today. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. What's tomorrow's video?
We will let you know depending on news. They had the Bundesliga's coming back. We had Premier League, the UK. I believe the Prime Minister or President did say that he gave the green light for sports to come back on June 1st. Obviously, closed doors. So the Premier League is coming back. So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that, for sure. If you have any questions, concerns about today's video, because we already know that today was kind of heated discussions about the Power 5 separating and the whole college athletes compensation and stuff like that. If we want your input to be heard, comment below or hit us up on our social media accounts. That will be in the link. But yeah, man, it's been a wild month, really wild year with sports in history, sports in general. Like later on this week, we could talk about the NBA draft and how that could happen. We could talk about how the
NBA is thinking about canceling the season altogether.
Yeah, canceling the season altogether. That's wild.
I heard reports saying MLS were thinking about doing some sort of mini tournament series when the season coming back. I mean, because players are able to go back to practice facilities, and let's see how football does it for NFL, because they're starting to reopen their facilities again.
Yeah, MLB, they already tested a few of them people over there who were tested COVID-19 antibodies. They did do that. They tested I think 1,000 people, and only 6 of them came up. I don't remember. Don't at me on that, but it was something close to that.
But please comment down if you guys wanted us review any sports that's going on right now. I mean, I understand the KBO is out right now. If you want us to check out the KBO and give us our input on it, let us know. We'll do it. If I have to stay up at 3 in the morning to do it, I will do it. If you want us, also we do know there was a recent UFC fight that happened this Saturday. I heard there's another one that's coming this Saturday. So we're kind of late in the train, but if you want us to review and give our thoughts about that, let us know. I'll pay that $65 to watch that fight.
What?
Yeah, it's pay-per-view, bro. $65 for that fight, bro. That's why I was hesitant.
Man, bootleg, that's my best friend. That's all I know. That's all I know for sure.
I am glad the UFC are doing this because there's no live sports going on. So it's kind of dope the UFC are doing it. Also, you do have bull riding going on.
That's right. I forgot. How's that? You saw any?
I saw a couple clips. It's pretty fun. I would want to do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah, I would want to do it.
Would you like to go to Spain and run with the bulls?
That'd be fun.
That would be fun?
That'd be fun, yeah.
That's supposed to be our trip. We gotta make that happen, though.
Bull riding.
Yeah. Not bull riding, but running.
Oh, yeah, running away from the bulls. Yeah. And NASCAR thinking about coming back. I think this is a sport. This is a racing league. I forgot what it's called. I think it's happening either North or South Dakota. Yeah, they're racing over there. I think it's dirt racing, something like that.
I know what you're talking about. It's like off-road racing. And it's only one car. It's more of a time race, but
they're like racing on the dirt though.
Yeah.
It's like box cars.
Yeah. It's time racing, but
this wraps up today's show, y'all boys and girls.
Yeah, don't forget them, women and men,
children, or
Yeah, just children.
Older young, man. We love all y'all, Game Day Nation. Thank you for giving us a platform to do our show. Please comment down below any suggestions or opinions, any feedback, whichever. We're here. We have open ears. We want to hear about you guys. We are trying to get better our craft, so please let us know. But this concludes today's show. My name is Steven.
My name is Omar.
Watching Game Day Nation Athletics.
Yes, sir.